So here we go. Can we? That's that. Right, there you go. Ooh. Yeah, it's trying to do something there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll need to get a little bit close to this, and we're all going to take part in presenting something about our involvement with inclusive research. And Edel Tierney and Edel as well, we're really delighted to have the chance to come along and talk about the work that we've been doing. We know Edel Tierney from our work with the National Federation of Voluntary Bodies. That's the Learning Disability umbrella organisation. And we have, we're just wondering about the experience here and the patient participation in research. And I suppose we are what we're calling experts by experience. The group is people who actually receive services. And the impact that the work that we've been doing is having, that's our focus. And I suppose people have spent a nice bit of time in groups just talking and getting bored of just talking and nothing really happening.
Yeah.
So, or maybe somebody getting other experiences similarly, but yeah, we want to see something happening, and the action research projects that we've been involved in, what we're trying to highlight is where things we feel have happened, but we still feel we're banging our heads against the wall sometimes. So I mean, like, this isn't the perfect story, but I think there are some good stories, and you'll bear with us. We're probably a little bit nervous of of this environment because we're not sure exactly. But so we are the self-advocates from Clare Inclusive Research Group, and tracking the changes was a phrase that Brian, as the chair of the group, came up with. He said, if we talk and things get written down, surely we can just say, well, that happened, and we talked about that. Can something happen about it? And we keep bringing it up until something does happen. So Jer Minogue is first up.
What we are going to talk about when we speak up in self-advocacy, we want things to change. When we do studies and present our findings in inclusive research, we want our work to make a difference. We said, what's the point of talking up if nothing changes? So we came up with the idea of tracking the changes to show when this happens.
So we'll just introduce ourselves there.
I'm from Tulla. I do research, Inclusive Research Network.
That's a network, really, of different groups from around the country.
From 6 different counties.
Yeah, from around the country, who all have become involved in doing inclusive research. I suppose we can lay claim to being one of the founder members of that group. But yeah, this is an inclusive research group which is basically centred in UL at the moment. Yeah. Second Tuesday of every month, people get supported to come.
I trained in the University of Limerick with Dr. Nancy Salmon, RAP project. I mentored new students for 2 years. I was paid to lead Inclusion Ireland workshops.
And I put there, Brian, because I know you're keen on these symbols and these pictures showing what the story is. There's a picture of Nancy Salmon there. There's a symbol of our logo of the Inclusive Research Network. And down here I put 3 20s.
Yeah, we got €60.
Yeah, because we got €60 for each of the sessions that we did with Inclusion Ireland, where we went to Dublin and we trained in a drama method that we'll be doing later on today. So Brian, again.
I helped
misspelt advice there, but that's advice.
Advice on Catherine Sapone Relationships Bill. Easy read and easy access information with pictures is important to me. Things that are going to affect us should be explained in ways we understand.
And I suppose we're picking up on what you were saying about jargon, and it's mesmerising. And then we've been brushing up against the law and how things are being delivered and what people are now saying. But still we're looking at each other and wondering, like everybody else seems to be, and we look to the staff in the same way, and they're all looking away because they're not quite sure how to explain very complicated ways of expressing things in official jargon. So we're trying to break through that, aren't we, with the jargon, and with Catherine Sapone there, we were in the what's that, drive time program. You were on the drive time program, coming away from that, saying, banging on and on, where are the easy read versions of these laws that we can try and explain, because we're representing advocates. We can go back to them and explain what it's all about. Paula, you're in. Okay, so I suppose if I could just do it sort of like an idea of the context, a way of the reason why the group is here and has got involved in advocacy and research. I think it feeds on, if we've got something to say to people generally trying to be involved in doing research from participating in as customers, on the passions and interests that people have. And if we can use those skills that people have, and all has got a particular interest in getting relationships going with people and doing talks in schools about birds and stuff. So automatically you've got a bit of a way in there for getting up and having an interest in talking. So,
I live in a farm with my dad in Labashida. I'm involved in the self-advocacy platform in the West Clare.
You're on the national platform there, aren't you?
National platform.
And then I suppose, this, the notion, I don't know too much about how it really works effectively, but the idea certainly is that there are different groups, different counties come together, advocates, and we meet with the organisers, the CEOs of the different areas of the Brothers of Charity. So we've given the names of them there. There's Galway, isn't there?
There's Galway, there's Roscommon, Limerick, Cork and Waterford.
And Clare ourselves.
And
then we meet advocates there, don't we? And we know them. We get to know them quite well. We have 6 or 8 meetings during the year as representatives, and then we raise issues. Yeah. And there's like a policy group coming up there now, so we can get easy read versions of policies. Yeah. But one of the main things we've been going on about is the dating.
Speed dating.
Immediately people are relating to their own experience of doing speed dating there.
I've been speed dating myself.
Yes. With varying degrees of success.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of boyfriends out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you ditched them again.
What can I do?
It's good to make your mind up afterwards.
Yeah.
So we suggested this to the Brothers of Charity, didn't we? We suggested it to the head of the services, that we might set up a dating agency within the Brothers of Charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fell like a stone. No, I think we were. No, I can't say that in case anybody is too heavily involved with the Brothers of Charity. We're not knocking the story at all, but
we were trying our best to try and get people to get involved. What speaking is about is sitting down in a chair and talking to a person and communicating to the person. It means that people with disabilities have a right to go speed dating because they want to meet someone nice and sport is important.
Yes, yes, good woman. Good woman, yeah, that's what it's about. We were told in the official sort of role, well, there are dating agencies out there and people could join the dating agencies out there, but sometimes people need more particular support. And so I think we've been experimenting. We wanted to involve more people from outside of the Brothers of Charity, didn't we?
Yeah, we
We went
did.
across to one of the centres in, don't say the name of the centre.
I won't.
But we went in, didn't we?
We
Full of
went-
enthusiasm for the idea, and
So we went in, and I said, I was saying my name was Orla, and I'm the lady that's organising the speed dating, and he's the
sports staff. What was the reaction then?
sports staff said, "What's this about?" It's speed dating. It's the speed dating with people with disabilities. I don't want to be involved in it.
Yeah. Face has dropped.
My face dropped, and
Yeah.
I said, "What's wrong with that guy?" I said,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, it didn't go down to brilliantly
No,
well.
it didn't.
But we're still trying, and now
We're
they've come
still-
back to us. Actually, they rang us today on the way in, as we were coming here today from Clare, and we're going in to do a talk with them next week.
yeah,
So we'll try and avoid the topic of speed dating, but we will say people are involved in trying to get involved in
Yeah.
relationships and meeting people, and
yeah.
speed dating somehow gets a bit of a bad press. But you've also been
yeah.
doing bird talks. I wanted to say that, you know,
Yeah.
it's about people getting out, talking about things that they're interested in.
Yeah, I'm into birds, and I live by the coast road, and I live by the River Shannon, and I'm involved in the bird. I'm involved in the bird watching club in Ireland, the Birdwatch Ireland in Ireland. So that's why I was wondering if anybody would like me to come sometime to Galway.
Do a talk about
To
birds.
do talk about birds.
You went into the school at Labashida, didn't you?
Yeah.
The national school,
Yeah.
and talked there.
did.
I was with you on that occasion. That was great. You get great enthusiasm for people, and you show them bird feeders
Yeah.
and brilliant. Okay, we'll keep rolling because we know we're on a sort of bit of a time pressure here.
I'm a founder member of the Clare Inclusive Research Group and the Inclusive Research Network. We have done research studies, books and articles.
You've got some there now, Jim.
I would have broken the law many times.
Yes. So, I mean, this might be a surprise, or people may know something about this, but there is a law. It's actually in the process of being repealed at the moment, which actually makes it illegal for a person with a learning disability who can't live without support to have a sexual relationship. There is a law to that effect. So this book that we mentioned Kelly Johnson there. She has collaborated with a number of people around the world. So it's sort of like stories from different regions and areas which sort of explain what's going on. And one of our advocates, who can't be here today because he's in the national group, said we are, his quote, and it's about quoting people's words in what they actually say. I have probably broken the law many times. And he never knew. He just literally had never been told about this law, and the supporters knew, often the family would know, but people didn't know. And I suppose the good thing about what we're doing is challenging that, and people are finding out about it and learning about it for the first time. Oh, yes.
Tel Aviv.
That's when we were in Tel Aviv. So we've been, actually, one of our first trips was down to Cape Town with Adele. So we have had the great exposure, great opportunities to do our research with people.
We've done research studies, books and articles on advocacy, home, jobs and relationships in our IRN report, Relationship Support Study, IRN 2010. And people said you are kind of looked down on, you were treated like children.
Yes. So that's the sort of thing that we're changing, or challenging rather.
I advised on the Law Reform Commission, was interviewed on the Pat Kenny show, and I worked with Captain Sipone on a private member bill to repeal the 1993 Criminal Law Sexual Offences Act. Sooner the better.
Sooner the better. Good man. So this is our fourth member of our team.
I am Pauline Skehan, poet and actress from Kilkee, County Clare, now living in Kilrush. I have my own poetry half-hour show program radio, the longest running show on West Clare Community Radio, RCB. Researcher on Home and Independence Study, IRN 2015. Review of Medical Research for National Federation. People have to speak up or they can be taken advantage of. It's our job to speak up for people who can't speak up for themselves. Actor and presenter on safeguarding training film.
Okay, good woman. And so actually this is the film here. We sort of thought we might get a chance to play a piece of it, but yeah, our technology needs don't actually meet the situation. So never mind. We're very near. You're about to ring the bell and call us out. We'll just say these five things. I'm Rob Hopkins, and I'm involved in the inclusive research. I was given quite a good introduction there, so it's fairly obvious that that's my role there. And then probably we'll just say these five statements, which I think do a lot to explain the perspective of inclusive research from a learning disability background. And we mentioned Kelly Johnson at the beginning there, and she wrote this book. You want to do this slide there?
Yeah. In their book, including research with people with learning disabilities, Jessica Kinsley, published 2003, Kelly Johnson, Jan Ramsey made 5 statements about inclusive research that we think are very important. One, the research should be about what we want to know.
Yeah, so it's about what people themselves, whether it's relationships or easy read or information about jobs and earning, what people's actual experience is that has the most power, and it is the idea of doing inclusive research.
Two, the research should help make happen what we want to happen.
So we think actually with the research that we did into people earning money and being allowed to get money rather than just do voluntary work is borne out by the fact that, like Brian is saying there now, €60 for doing workshops with other groups, getting paid to do things, not doing things on a voluntary basis.
Three, the research should have all working together.
Examples are this sort of thing, the films that we've made, the presentations that we've done, the drama presentations.
4, the research should have our sign and seal.
Yeah, it's the words that people say. We're treated like children. The actual words that people say that carry the most weight and the way that the research comes across.
And 5, the research content, process and report should make sense and be useful to us.
Yeah, it should cut through the jargon. It should be in words that people understand. It should be in actions and photographs if people don't understand, can't read the words.
Yeah.
What we're finding is, and this is a collaboration, this project here that we've got with Safeguarding, our social worker who's the designated officer for people who are in danger of being abused, came to us and asked us, could she do something together with us, using the stories of people that people came up with themselves about the different issues around abuse over money or abuse over people being bullied or being made to take medication that they didn't want to take or it not being explained. Those stories are in this, and they help to explain to people that they have a right to complain about the service they're getting. That really is, in our essence, we have 2 or 3 other slides, but we're probably going over time and it'll take longer to do them. But that, in essence, is our message today.